Hey guys, what's up? Today is Saturday, April the 15th, day one of the NBA playoffs. We got 4 games on today's schedule. We're going to break down each one of these games, do some analysis, see if we can come up with some winners. Guys, if you may have noticed, the background over here in my video today is a little different. I came up to my vacation home up in the mountains, but we got our internet, got our office, our computers, everything we need to continue with our videos. And our betting. Nothing's going to stop us, guys, even up here in the boonies. So anyways, with that being said, guys, let's get right down to business and check out these games. In our first game of the night, guys, we got the Brooklyn Nets going to Philadelphia to take on the Sixers. The Sixers currently 8.5-point home favorites. I had Philadelphia estimated as an 8-point home favorite. The third seed, Philadelphia 76ers. Lots of expectations this season. We have a lot of analysts, mainstream analysts talking about the Sixers making it all the way to the finals. That is yet to be seen. They do have the possibly the MVP of the league on their team, Joel Embiid. Had a huge season, guys, averaging around 33 a game. Went absolutely bonkers. A rejuvenated James Harden, a very good supporting cast. Everything does look good on the Philadelphia camp. They look like they are poised to make a really deep postseason run. Tonight, they're going to be taking on the 6th-seeded Brooklyn Nets, a Brooklyn Nets team that started the season off a lot different than what they look like now. The Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant days are over. Now they do have a lot of young players on their team, very promising, but no superstars. The 45-37 record does not exactly show the true level of this ball club, but they are the 6th seed. They should provide some resistance to the Sixers. I don't know how much. I do expect this series to end probably with a sweep, or maybe the Brooklyn Nets with one game out of to win one game. Max, Philly the ultimate favorite in this series. In this game, I also like Philly here, guys. I do expect them to come in here and win this game comfortably. The -8.5 doesn't look too bad for me. I do expect this game to be a double-digit victory for the Sixers. All right, guys, in the second game of the night, we got the Atlanta Hawks in Boston taking on the Celtics. Celtics currently 9-point home favorites. I had Boston favored by 8.5 in this game. The Celtics, guys, second place in the Eastern Conference, 57-25 record this season. Just one game, finished one game behind the top seed Milwaukee Bucks. Everything looks good with the Celtics. Everyone's good to go. The injury report looks clean, going to be at full strength. The 7th seed Atlanta Hawks, 41-41. They needed the play-in tournament in order to get into the playoffs. They won on the road in Miami in that game in order to clinch that 7th spot. What was noteworthy in that game, guys, they only gave up 105 points, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. 13 points less than what they do give up on average. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league at 118 a game. They do score a lot, 118, but give up too many points, 118. This has been the storyline for Atlanta all season long. The Celtics, guys, have been off for a week. They could be a little rusty. It's possible. The Hawks did have a game, like I just mentioned, of a few days ago. Both teams, though, should be well rested and ready to go. Do expect a high-scoring affair in this game for you guys that do play the totals. This does look like an over candidate. Personally, guys, I'm going to be looking to take Boston here with a -9. I think that their depth is going to be way too much for the Hawks. The Hawks do have 5-6 very good players. Beyond that, they do struggle a little bit with when the bench comes in. I do expect the Celtics to get the upper hand in that spot. And for tonight's game, cover, win the game. I also expect them to win the series. Atlanta could get a game, possibly in Atlanta. But I like the Celtics in this game with the -9. Also in the series, probably like a 4-1. It would probably be my my pick in this series. In our third game of the night, guys, we've got the New York Knicks going to Cleveland, take on the Cavs. One of the most intriguing matchups, I'd say, in this year's playoffs. The 4 and 5 seeds in the East should be a very competitive series. The Cavs with the 4th spot and home court advantage, 51-31 on the season. The Knicks 47-35 in the 5th spot. Cleveland over here, we see a 5-point favorite. I had Cleveland favored by 4.5 in this game. Kind of a high line, in my opinion, considering how close these teams are in the standings. And overall, if you take into consideration their performances overall in the season, this line does look a little high in my opinion. I do expect this number to draw a lot of money on the Knicks, especially if Julius Randle comes back. We know he's been missing for a couple of weeks. He sprained his ankle. He missed the last few games of the regular season. Meaningless games for the Knicks. Didn't do any damage as far as their standings or their numbers went. He is listed as questionable. He did go through practice. I do expect him to come back and play in this game. What will be interesting here, guys, to see how the number will react when we do get confirmation of him playing. Currently, the line is at 5 for Cleveland. A very strong Cleveland team at home, 31-10, guys, on the season. But the Knicks, guys, also one of the strongest road teams in the league at 24-17. A very, very good road record. Actually, better than they are at home. New York, guys, we know does play better on the road than they do at home. One game better at home, 23-18, on the road, 24-17. Should be competitive. I do expect this game to be competitive for the majority of the game. But guys, my pick in this ball game, I do expect the home team to win, cover the spread. It is currently at -5. I do expect this line to drop when we get confirmation of Randall's status over here. I do expect him to play. Hopefully towards tip-off we can get something better, a 4.5 or a 4. We've got to see how this line's going to react. I don't expect it to move too further down. I do think that him playing is priced into this number. We'll see closer towards game time. Hopefully we do get something closer to my estimate. Cleveland, the -4.5. I do like Cleveland in this ball game with the -5. And in our last game on tonight's schedule, we got the Golden State Warriors in Sacramento taking on the Kings. The Kings currently a pick'em. I had a Sacramento estimated as a 1.5 point home favorite. The Sacramento Kings, a superb regular season, third spot in the Western Conference. Who could have predicted that? 48-34 on the season. Fantastic job by Mike Brown and the Sacramento Kings players. Played some very entertaining basketball that resulted in good results for the Kings. 14 games above 500, third spot. Not too shabby, especially if you take in consideration the competition in the Western Conference. We've got a lot of high-quality teams in the West. The Golden State Warriors, 6th in the West, 44-38, just 6 games above 500. Disappointing regular season. Of course, they did have a lot of injury concerns, injury problems all season. They were without Steph Curry for a couple of stretches. We know they did miss Andrew Wiggins for a large portion of the regular season with some personal problems. A very important Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, guys, is expected to be coming back and playing in this game. He's been with the team for about a week, 10 days or so, been practicing. Steve Kerr says that he's been looking pretty good. He'll probably be on minutes restriction, but I do expect him to get some time. Very good upgrade for the Warriors. The Warriors, guys, who on the road have been an absolute disaster this season. Just 11-30, one of the worst road records in the league. Right up there with the worst teams in the league. If you think about the Charlotte Hornets, guys, 14-27 had a better road record than the Warriors. Struggling, to say the least. This game, guys, should be very entertaining. We know the Kings like to get up and down the court. Get a lot of quick shots up, score a lot of buckets. Same thing with the Warriors. Expect a lot of threes, some wacky, wild basketball. The Sacramento Kings, guys, like I've said in one of my previous videos, do remind me of the Steve Nash Phoenix Suns type of team. What I remember from that era, guys, of the Phoenix Suns, they were a tremendous team during the regular season, but that style just didn't really seem to work in the playoffs. I expect much of the same. I don't expect the Kings to go too far. I do expect the Warriors actually to come out of this playoff series, even though I do think it's going to be very competitive. It could go 6 or 7 games. In tonight's ball game, guys, I actually like the Kings to start off hot, win this game. Warriors, we know, are bad on the road, even though they are going to be getting Andrew Wiggins back. It's going to take them a little time to get acclimated again with the team. I think the enthusiasm and the excitement in the Kings arena will help the team get the W in tonight's game. But I don't know how far they're going to go in this year's playoffs. Like I said, I do expect the Warriors to come away in this series, possibly in 6 or 7 games. For tonight's ball game, guys, I'll take Sacramento over here with the pick'em. I think they can come out to a good start, win tonight's ball game. And this is what I got for you guys today on this first day of the NBA playoffs. On these 4 games, we did our analysis, broke each one of these games down, got our picks, and we are ready to roll. Guys, since this is the first day of the playoffs, we do have to tread a little lightly until we see exactly how things start to play out in each one of these series, see how the matchups go, how the teams match up with each other. Remember, guys, the playoffs, different story. It's not like the regular season. It is a completely different ball game. You will see the teams, some of these teams, not look anything like they did during the regular season. That is going to be normal. Like I just said, be careful these first few days of the playoffs. Personally, I won't be going with full size bets on these first games, but I will definitely be putting in some action. So, anyways, guys, with that being said, good luck on whatever you decide to bet, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Later.